In 2012, LeBron James took a young man's tragic death and turned it into a themed nightclub party in what may be the most awkward and bizarre memorial fundraiser in sports history. So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're gonna break down the classless display that was the LeBron James Fade to Black party. On December 8th, 2012, Dallas Cowboys practice squad lineman Jerry Brown sadly lost his life. He was a passenger in a vehicle driven by teammate Josh Brent, who was intoxicated at the time. A promising young life was cut short because of drunk driving after an evening spent out at a Dallas area nightclub. Families, teammates, and fans were devastated. The entire NFL was in a state of mourning. Now fast forward just 11 days. December 19th, LeBron James and the Miami Heat are in Dallas to play the Mavericks. And what's on the post-game schedule? A glitzy nightclub event at Zook, promoted heavily with flyers that literally said Fade to Black event, which listed and displayed LeBron James as the host. Yes, you heard and you saw that correctly. Fade to Black event for a guy who literally only passed away less than 2 weeks before. The organizers at Undergo Promotions originally planned this party months earlier. After Jerry Brown's untimely death, they decided to repurpose it as a memorial, with a portion of the proceeds to be donated toward Brown's family. So it looked like LeBron James decided to help out the family and lend his name to a party in Brown's honor. At least that's the way it was presented. Now, James did not know Brown personally. In fact, his only real connection was that the Akron Hammer was a Dallas Cowboys fan, and it seemed like a kind gesture. James was certainly not obligated in any way, and it seems like he was trying to help. So again, the initial optics appear to be positive. But here is an example where LeBron sort of maybe tries to do something good, and yet it all unfolded in a painfully awkward and outright disturbing way. The Fade to Black event was going to be held at Zook, a Dallas nightclub. In an odd bit of foreshadowing, look at who showed up to Zook's opening night. Anyway, it seemed a bit strange to hold a memorial event of any type in that place, and that became truly suspect considering that in the hours before he passed away, Brown and his teammate had been, well, would you believe, partying at a Dallas nightclub. So holding a fundraiser for the family by gathering in a similar venue and engaging in similar activities to the ones that contributed to Brown's passing wasn't just a bad look. This was a breathtaking lack of decency and tact, and it was absolutely disturbing to the public. Even the name of the event raised a few eyebrows, as it was called a Fade to Black party. I mean, can you think of a worse name for an event like that? Come on, the guy just died 2 weeks before. Man, just call it a celebration of life and keep it moving. I mean, imagine you're Jerry Brown's mother, your son just passed away in a drunk driving accident, and now the biggest athlete in America, and arguably the world at the time, is attached to an event called Fade to Black at a nightclub. This wasn't a quiet fundraiser or a true memorial service. This was bottles popping, bass thumping, everybody getting turned all the way up. Only 11 days after the tragedy. And LeBron James, the self-proclaimed king of the NBA, the activist, the moral conscience of the sports world, Mr. More Than an Athlete himself, was right in the middle of it. The same guy who attempts to scold everyone from his platform on social issues, who builds schools, who lectures the public on morality. Yet here, when it came to basic human sensitivity and judgment, that guy was nowhere to be found. At the time, fans called it classless, insensitive, and straight up bizarre. People were disgusted that someone's death was being used as a party theme. But just like his pizza party disaster, LeBron never really addressed the backlash. He never apologized for the poor taste of the event. He just showed up, received the positive public relations angle and spin for meeting the mother, and let the party go on. This is the same guy who built his brand on being sensitive and thoughtful. But wait, because this still gets worse. Remember how the organizers promised to help financially assist Brown's family? Well, what made this even more preposterous was the percentage of revenue generated that Brown's family would receive. Just 10% of the proceeds were to be earmarked for the family. 10%! Think of the shittiest, most poorly overseen charities possible. You can't think of any? That's okay. I found the list of the worst charities from 2012. I'm going to list them right here. At the very bottom of the barrel of these charities is the Kids Wish Network, which distributed a shameful 9% of incoming donations toward actual toys, clothes, and wishes for kids. LeBron James' fundraising event topped this by 1%. Man, the king might as well have just handed the family a year's supply of coupons for Blaze Pizza. Now, unlike the infamous Culver City Pizza Party, LeBron did show up. He even met with Jerry Brown's grieving mother, Stacey Jackson, before the party, who by all accounts seemed happy to meet with James. But here's where the situation goes from bad to horrendous. LeBron later claimed that he didn't organize this and that he wasn't the host, even though the flyers clearly said that he was. He tried to distance himself from the event through ESPN, saying that he was just a longtime Cowboy fan. But LeBron James allowed himself to be plastered all over invitations that remain on the internet to this day for a Fade to Black party honoring a recently deceased man, which was held basically at the scene of the crime. All of this came across to many as a bizarre, incredibly tone-deaf, and flat-out awkward excuse for the king to party and pop bottles in Dallas of all places. Yes, the home city of the Dallas Mavericks, the same team that whooped his ass the year before in the NBA Finals, the team that forever tarnished his resume in his effort to become the greatest ever. Just why would you want to party there anyway? Most casual fans have never heard of the Fade to Black party. Guys, leave me a comment and let me know if you knew about this or not. But it deserves to be remembered because, like the pizza party in my last video, it shows the gap between the carefully crafted King James brand and the real life decisions that he's made. Jerry Brown was a young man with dreams and tremendous athletic potential. He deserved better than having his death turned into a nightlife promotion. And LeBron James, at the height of his power and influence, should have known better than to be anywhere near that. What do you think? Was this just a bad look, an awkward assist, or straight up disrespect? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments. Y'all know I read every single one. And if you want more untold LeBron James stories and sports controversies, don't forget to subscribe to Red-Blooded Sports. And here is a clip from another video on my channel detailing some of the King's most embarrassing moments. Complaining about the refs and saying, I gotta learn how to flop? Well, that might be the most insulting one to basketball fans. Because if it's one thing LeBron is the GOAT of, it's flopping. Just click on the link on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, and I'll see you there.